Hi there, this is Andrew Paul Smith, and today is day 34 of my video challenge, and today is the anniversary of the D-Day landings. It's 70 years ago today since 150,000 soldiers went in Arromanch Beach and took the beachhead, and the beginning of the end of the Second World War took place. My dad was in there in the English Channel on a boat being fired at by enemy, and the sea was pretty choppy and so on. And 10 years ago I was with him in hospital. He was in the end stages of his terminal illness, and he was watching the 60th anniversary celebrations of the pomp and ceremony, and remembering people that he knew that didn't come back from that conflict. And if you know anything about me, you know that I'm give peace a chance, and I'm someone who is I just can't understand why we need to have armies and why we need to be at war with anybody. Why we can't just sit down and have a little talk about things. And I know the world was different 70 years ago. And so, even though I'm not for war, and I'm not for armies, and I'm not for soldiers, that's not my cup of tea at all. It's probably a very naive notion that everybody should just get on. But I am in this place today, able to sit in front of this video camera and speak about peace, and that's my subject today, is peace, because of the sacrifices that were made on the beaches of Normandy 70 years ago today, and other sacrifices that were made on the way to Berlin for the Allied troops, and the Russian troops coming from the east, and the Americans and the French and the British and the Dutch and everybody else moving in from the west. And so I'm torn, aren't I? Because I don't agree with war. I don't agree with arming the world to the teeth, and yet I'm the I am the benefiter, or the beneficiary, coughy cough, the beneficiary of all those brave people who were really early 20s, late teens, who went in there and thought about their mums and their aging parents, and their brothers and sisters, and everybody back home, and the way of life that they'd known before the war, and wanted to do something about it, to make it come back, because they didn't like the way things were, and with the world at war, and they went to do something about that. And 150,000 people, I'm filling up, and as you know, I've not been very well, were probably half shaved on the boats, probably up and down. The sea is really choppy, and they're throwing up, and they're missing the mums, and goodness knows what else was going off inside their minds that morning. I think my dad went in at D-Day +1 or D-Day +2 because of the difficulty of the boat getting across the sea, and it being shelled at, and the inclement weather, etc. But he was there. He was one of many tens of thousands of people who went to bring back the peace that we now have benefited from all this time. And I'm free to sit here without a Gestapo rifle sticking in the back of my neck. And I don't speak German. I do speak ein bisschen, but I don't speak German, and I would have done had Hitler's army won the war, and the world would have been a much less pleasant place than it is. So I'm sat here thinking about peace, and thankful for the peace that has come, and I hope it never goes away. ever again. So thank you, Dad, and thank you to all those brave soldiers who went in 70 years ago today to restore normality, to restore peace, and we're thinking about the mums and the brothers and sisters and the grandparents and everybody at home, and the way of life that they wanted to see returned. And thank you that I'm able to sit here now and say that I'm against all the war and the fighting, and that we should give peace a chance. Every time there's a conflict, we should sit down and talk with people. And it's a naive notion, I know, but in the end, isn't that what happens anyway? When everybody's killed as many people as they want to kill and maimed as many people as they want to maim, they sit down and say, we've got to talk it through. So thank you, Dad, for what you did for me 70 years ago, to make my life so that I don't need to be worried about the threat of invasion. I'm in a place of peace, and I can complain about those who make war. I've got freedom of speech to say that. So it's a bit of a strange one today, isn't it? If you go to my website, apsmithonline.com, you'll be able to read some of my dad's memoirs. Before he died, a family friend went and people don't talk about the war, do they? They talk. If you get them to, if you watch the TV today and you're watching the reports from Aramanch, you'll hear the soldiers, the old soldiers, telling you about what happened there. But usually they don't talk about it. And I think my dad wanted to share what he had to say. And it's quite a long document, 5,500 words. But I'm just going to quote the bit around D-Day on my website today, apsmithonline.com. Read the words of my dad, Douglas Smith, and his personal experiences as a 22-year-old young man being put in harm's way, volunteered actually to be put in harm's way for his country. And God bless everybody who won the peace for us, and give peace a chance. I feel like Ringo Starr. And if you want to write to me after you've read what my dad had to say, info@andrewpaulsmithonline.com. Go and read it, the article, or as I say, it's 5,500 words, 12 A4 pages, but I'm only going to quote the bit around the D-Day, what he had to say about D-Day, and I will speak to you again tomorrow for inspirational video number 35, is it? So God bless you, namaste, love and light to you, and bye for now. If I can find where I switch the camera off, I will say bye for now. Bye.